lovely viewers, and welcome back to the magical world. As always, I'm your host, Hurricane, and we're going to talk about a rather controversial topic in the Harry Potter fandom. Severus Snape. So I know a couple months ago I posted a video talking about this theory that, Snape could actually be alive, and I'd heard about it. I was like, maybe I'll talk about this, and yeah, it was interesting to go into and delve into. However, we're not going to talk about any theories today. We're going to talk about people's feelings. You've got two sides of this feelings group on Severus Snape. You've got the one side saying, Severus Snape is actually a saint. He was so wonderful, and he turned to the good side. He was actually a double agent because he loved Lily so much. I mean, look at his Patronus. When Dumbledore asked him, after all this time, he replied always, that he always loved her. And then you hear the other side of the argument looking at them going, dude, no. No. He had an obsessive love with Lily. He was abusive towards children to the point where their worst fear was him. My gosh. And he was extremely biased towards his own house, towards the Slytherin house. And he would dock points like crazy off the other houses, but give them for, you pass them in this thing, you get 10 points for Slytherin. No. I'm kind of in the middle, but leaning more towards the side that says that Snape wasn't the best person. He really wasn't. You gotta think about this. Yes, Snape did grow up in an abusive childhood. He had an abusive home. His mom was a witch who married a muggle. Aileen Prince married a muggle. And so he became the Half-Blood Prince. But, you listen to all the stories about how, he had really mismatched clothing and people made fun of him for that. But, he also was a part of the group that went against the Mudbloods. So everyone who was born to Muggle parents, he hated, except for if it was Lily. Because Lily was special. Because he wanted her. From the childhood, when they were little, when they were about 7 years old, he found out that she was actually a witch, and he was so excited. And yeah, he hurt Petunia. And he made fun of her, and he laughed at her. He was really mean, honestly. And the only reason why Lily Evans was friends with him was because she felt sorry for him. And then when he called her a mudblood, they had a conversation later on when he tried so hard to apologize for calling her a mudblood, and she's like, I've made so many excuses for you. All my friends wonder why on earth I talk to you. When you go around, you call everybody that was born from Muggle parents, you call them mudbloods. It's not okay, I'm not comfortable with this. You hang out with those guys who are into dark magic and who want to follow Voldemort. You want to follow Voldemort? I don't think we can be friends. Then she and James went together and they went off and fought against Voldemort, whereas Snape went and he joined the Death Eaters, trying to go off and kill a whole bunch of either the Muggles or the Mudbloods, trying to figure out, we're just gonna kill them all. No. You can argue that, yeah, Snape was actually a good guy because he loved Lily, he really did, but when he found out that the part of the prophecy that he passed down to Voldemort meant that Lily could be killed, he begged Voldemort, don't kill her, please don't kill her. And then when Voldemort's just like, dude, she's just some woman, she's just a freaking mudblood. No, I'm gonna kill her anyways, I don't care. He goes off to Dumbledore and he begs on his hands and knees to save her. And you know what Dumbledore says? Well, what about her son? What about her husband? You want to save them? No, just save her, just save her. Yeah. And then you have the people who are arguing saying, but he was such abusive household and everything like that. Yes, he grew up in an abusive household. Okay. Who else grew up in an abusive household, friends? Harry James Potter. This kid. You know what he did? He didn't go off and bully people. No, he was kind to people. When they were kind to him, he was kind right back. He was really mean to Draco for a while, but then depending on what storyline you go off of, they made up. We're not going to talk about the Cursed Child. No. Harry Potter musical series, that series got a lot of things right. It's really funny. Really good. I really recommend going and seeing them. Star Kid production. But you gotta understand, Harry was a good child. Yes, he had a Horcrux inside of him since he was about 1 year old, but he still was kind to other people. He was sweet to other people, even though his aunt and his uncle locked him in a cupboard, in a broom cupboard, under the stairs, for years. And the only reason why they moved him out of that broom cupboard, was because they realized the magical world was watching them. At least Dumbledore was watching them, and he knew where they had stashed Harry. There's another point in that I'm going to make in a different video about Dumbledore and how manipulative he was, even though so many people were like, oh, he was so great. He was one of my favorite characters growing up. But as I got older, I realized more and more of how messed up Dumbledore was. Back to Snape, though. So Snape could have, realized that, yes, all right, Lily died. Fine. She passed away because of his knowledge and because of the secrets that he passed on to Voldemort. Not entirely his fault, because of Wormtail as well. Wormtail does have a part in this. But he was absolutely horrible to Harry just because he happened to look like his dad. I look almost exactly like my mom. But people don't treat me differently just because, oh, you look so much like your mom. Like, thanks. Thank you. The only way that they treat me differently is like, oh, you look so much like her. And they just say that. They don't go off and be like, oh, well, I had a grudge against your mother for as many years because she married the guy that I was going to marry, and I'm going to treat you horribly. No. He was extremely childish. He never grew out of that phase. The whole, you're Lily's husband, James Potter. He made fun of me, he called me Snivellus, he flipped me upside down, yes, James was a bully. He was. But then he grew up. He grew up out of that bullying phase, being so mean and everything, and then he realized more and more what he wanted to do in his life. You gotta understand, this is an entire castle that has to deal with somewhat kind of high school politics. It goes through elementary school, middle school, high school politics with a whole bunch of kids all mashed together who live together. Stuff is going to go down. Bullying is going to happen. And, there are going to be teachers who try their best to make sure that it doesn't really happen, that they, crack down on it. But then again, there's also going to be those teachers who support it, like Umbridge. And like, Severus Snape. He wasn't the kind person that people try to put him out to be. He became better as the years went on. He somewhat redeemed himself, but honestly, he was always bad. The only reason why he pledged himself to the Phoenix, Order of the Phoenix, was because of Lily. Because he claimed that he cared for her so much that he wanted to preserve her memory. But he didn't want to do anything with her son. He wanted to, after Harry's first year, he went and he complained to Dumbledore saying he's just like his father, arrogant and blah, blah, blah. But Dumbledore's like, really? Because a lot of the other teachers say like he's more like his mother, intelligent, trying to do the right thing, and, sometimes gets into trouble because of the friends, but no. He's a good mixture between the two. He's not exactly like his father. He doesn't really know anything about his father. Remember, this is the boy who was raised in a freaking cupboard. At least Severus Snape had his own room as a child. Harry grew up under the stairs. And yet he turned out to be a good, caring person who took care of his friends, who sacrificed himself for his friends, for his teachers, instead of having them be killed off more and more. Harry is not the perfect person. Oh no, he is not. But Severus Snape, there are so many things about him that I don't like. Yes, he talked to Dumbledore and he did a mercy killing for Dumbledore because Dumbledore was slowly dying a very painful death, and he asked Snape to kill him so that Draco's soul wasn't going to be contaminated, so that essentially Draco wouldn't, accidentally create a Horcrux. You gotta understand, yes, Snape has some redeeming qualities, but overall, he was a jerk. Alright, who takes a kid's pet toad? Kid's pet toad that his uncle had given him after being so happy that, you know, he found out, Neville, you're a wizard. Oh my goodness, finally, we all thought you were going to be a squib. And it turns out that, oh hey, you know, I got you a toad. And what kind of teacher takes that kid's toad and says, all right, well, Neville, if your potion was incorrect, this will kill your toad. If not, it'll just, you know, change him into a little tadpole. I think it's perfectly fine. And then when Neville's potion was okay, just to turn his toad into a little tadpole, little Trevor the tadpole, he docked points off. Snape docked points off because Hermione helped him. What kind of teacher takes somebody's beloved pet, even if it's a toad, and threatens to kill it? You know, no. And then for calling Hermione a know-it-all, being an absolute jerk to him. Oh, ooh, even better. You know how much he hated Lupin? To the point where he revealed to everyone that he was a werewolf. Poor Lupin. Oh, you know, you're just a werewolf. You know, for almost an entire year, he had made him the Wolfsbane potion to keep him as safe as he could be as a werewolf, you know, and then to go around and be like, you know what, because your best friend, or one of your best friends, Sirius Black, escaped, I'm going to betray you. And you know what? Because of my betrayal, werewolves will not have any jobs in England. In the entire UK, you can't have a job if you're a werewolf. Why? Because you and your friends played a stupid prank on me when we were kids in freaking Hogwarts, and I almost died, but luckily James Potter saved me, and I hate him for that. No, Snape was not a good person. He had some good redeeming qualities. He was creepily obsessed with Lily, to the point where his Patronus was a doe, like hers, not a stag, like James was, where James and Lily's Patronuses actually complemented each other. No, Snape's was an excessively obsessive love for her. It's creepy how much he essentially stalked her and he watched her. As little kids, it's not as creepy because he was realizing, oh, she's like me, you know, we can be friends. But as they got older, it got to the point where she realized something weird was going on. She had to break off ties because there was this dark, moody guy who wanted to join this group of people who were massacring people, who were just absolutely killing off a whole bunch of people because their leader is crazy. And, you know, she realized more and more that she couldn't do this because she didn't believe in that. Lily Evans was a good person. Yes, she had also had some less than redeeming qualities, but, you know, Snape was not. Sorry for my rambling. I see these two sides of people, and every single time I go into Hot Topic with my friends, we always see the necklace that says always, and it's so annoying. Some of my friends are like, oh, always, and the other ones are just like, why? Why is this in here? You know this is an obsessive love. This is not a good love. J.K. Rowling was able to write in her stories about the different kinds of love. The brotherly love that Ron and Harry have for each other, the, you know, partnership love that, or, you know, companionship love that Ron and Hermione have because they fell in love with each other and they got married, the obsessive love that Snape had for Lily, and then, you know, the love that, in respect, that Harry Potter had for Professor McGonagall, to the point where he was able to use the Cruciatus Curse against Alecto in the last book because that man spat in Professor McGonagall's face. You have to feel a lot of emotion. You have to really mean an unforgivable curse. So, to the point where he was able to use the Cruciatus Curse against that Death Eater because the Death Eater spat in Professor McGonagall's face? You know. Snape, like I said, had some redeeming qualities, but overall just wasn't a good person. I'm sorry if you disagree with me. I'm sorry if you don't like my ramblings for over 15 minutes. Sorry. But you've got to understand that people look at this book, they read into it, and they look at the different kinds of love. They learn how to accept themselves, how to accept other people, and they learn what to look out for as well. J.K. Rowling was able to create an absolute masterpiece out of 7 books. So, if you agree with me, tell me in the comments below. If you disagree with me, please tell me in the comments below. I always love hearing back from you guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, please subscribe. And if not, you know what? I hope you still have a wonderful and magical day.